Root canal economics, understanding price differences in Europe and Turkey. Root canals are a common dental procedure that many people have to undergo at some point in their lives. However, the cost of this procedure can vary greatly depending on where you are in the world. In this video, we will explore the price differences for root canals in Europe and Turkey and why these differences exist. Root canals are a necessary procedure for saving a tooth that has become infected or damaged beyond repair. During a root canal, the dentist removes the infected or damaged pulp from the tooth, cleans and disinfects the inside, and then seals it to prevent further infection. This procedure is typically done over several visits to the dentist and can be quite expensive. In Europe, the cost of a root canal can vary greatly depending on the country you are in. In countries like Germany, the UK, and France, the cost of a root canal can be quite high, often ranging from A500 to A1000 or more. This high cost is due to several factors, including the high cost of living in these countries, the high cost of medical supplies and equipment, and the high wages of dentists. On the other hand, in countries like Turkey, the cost of a root canal is much lower, often ranging from A100 to A300. This significant price difference can be attributed to the lower cost of living in Turkey, the lower cost of medical supplies and equipment, and the lower wages of dentists. As a result, many people from Europe choose to travel to Turkey to get their root canals done at a fraction of the cost. One of the main reasons for the price difference between Europe and Turkey is the difference in the cost of living. In countries like Germany and the UK, the cost of living is very high, with high rents, high taxes, and high prices for goods and services. This high cost of living is passed on to consumers in the form of higher prices for dental procedures. In contrast, in Turkey, the cost of living is much lower, with lower rents, lower taxes, and lower prices for goods and services. This lower cost of living allows dentists in Turkey to charge lower prices for root canals while still making a profit. Additionally, the lower cost of living in Turkey also means that dentists can afford to invest in high-quality equipment and supplies without passing the cost on to consumers. Another factor contributing to the price difference between Europe and Turkey is the cost of medical supplies and equipment. In countries like Germany and the UK, the cost of medical supplies and equipment is very high due to strict regulations and high-quality standards. This high cost is passed on to consumers in the form of higher prices for dental procedures. In contrast, in Turkey, the cost of medical supplies and equipment is much lower, as regulations are less strict and quality standards are not as high. This lower cost allows dentists in Turkey to charge lower prices for root canals while still using high-quality equipment and supplies. Additionally, the lower cost of medical supplies and equipment in Turkey means that dentists can afford to invest in the latest technology and techniques, resulting in better outcomes for patients. Finally, the wages of dentists in Europe and Turkey also contribute to the price difference for root canals. In countries like Germany and the UK, dentists earn high wages due to the high cost of living and the high demand for dental services. This high wage is passed on to consumers in the form of higher prices for dental procedures. In contrast, in Turkey, dentists earn lower wages due to the lower cost of living and the lower demand for dental services. This lower wage allows dentists in Turkey to charge lower prices for root canals while still making a profit. Additionally, the lower wages of dentists in Turkey mean that they can afford to offer discounts and promotions to attract more patients. The price difference for root canals between Europe and Turkey can be attributed to a variety of factors, including the cost of living, the cost of medical supplies and equipment, and the wages of dentists. While root canals can be quite expensive in Europe, they are much more affordable in Turkey due to the lower cost of living, lower cost of medical supplies and equipment, and lower wages of dentists. This price difference has led many people from Europe to travel to Turkey for their dental procedures, saving them money while still receiving high-quality care.